coalition of northern groups, CNG, has urged President Bola Ahmed Tinubu not to fall for the antics of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, insisting that the leader of IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, must face trial. He's still not facing trial. Why would I never jail and since? Why should he take? So are you see guys still looking for evidence? I don't understand. But all your Boko Haram and the other ones, you are urging Tinubu to give them amnesty. Really? They are not facing problem, but you can tell us that they are fighting for something, so they must be giving amnesty. They must place them on salary and pension. But you don't want other people. They have gone to court and the court said release him, and you are telling us what is on. How many have been asking the question? How many of all these bandits who have caused mayhem and this Boko Haram, how many of them are in court? How many of them are going through any trial in court? No. CNG, in a statement on Saturday by spokesperson Abdul Aziz Sulaiman, lamented the level of insecurity plaguing the southeastern part of Nigeria. Calling on the federal government to resist campaigns of blackmail using Kanu's release as a precondition for sustainable peace in the land. Sulaiman further charged the federal authorities to disregard the unpatriotic calls by the Igbo leaders for Kanu's release and to remain resolute in seeing through his prosecution. The CNG has taken stock of events unfolding in Nigeria, noting especially the unrelenting disturbances created by certain interest groups in the southeast, ignited and incessantly fanned and executed through the force of arms and terrorist tactics by the indigenous people of Biafra and co-authors of mindless violence and separatism. CNGs carefully watch and study these events and actions being perpetrated by or against the Nigerian state, against Nigerians collectively, and against Northerners in particular, with considerable restraint and maturity. Of late, however, is the brutal enforcement of a week-long illegal stay at home order that mostly affects the other Nigerians living as minorities in southeastern communities, and the renewed resolve by Igbo leaders and elders to secure the unconditional release of IPOB leader and Nnamdi Kanu. Matters have reached a point whereby silence has become complicity and inaction no longer an option. The federal authorities must resist the Igbo campaign blackmail using Kanu's release as a precondition for sustainable peace in the land, and to ask the following questions. How would the relations of the over 500 personnel of the various paramilitary organs who were indiscriminately attacked and killed while on duty posts at various checkpoints as a result of the incitement by Kanu as the Commander-in-Chief of Nigeria Armed Forces, and what would Mr. President use to encourage the retain order of officers and men of the various forces if the man who incited the killings of their colleagues were to be released without even a trial? The statement questioned further what would be the status of the families and communities members of those killed, dispossessed, or displaced as a result of the hate campaigns and propaganda conducted by Kanu and sponsored by his regional and ethnic collaborators. You see them? They are talking about this and they are the ones. I beg you. It's unfortunate. Well, I pity your people in the East because you don't even consider them when you talk nonsense. Continue. Nnamdi Kanu is a monster that recruited all types of criminals terrorizing entire East. He kills so many security agencies and civilians in the name of Biafra agitation. What trial are you guys talking? Can you tell me the offense or the crime he committed that deprived his release? Can you imagine? Kanu, what has he done? Thunder, fire, you. Oh my God. Coalition of Northern Group. No get part two. Their mumu no get part two. Amajiri don't scatter on her brain. Court had accused and discharged him, but the Nigerian government is holding him. Go to school, una no go gree. CNG should know that the court has already tried, discharged and acquitted Nnamdi Kanu because we are one Let him be released for peace to reign in the southeast. The court judges did their work diligently. The president should not allow any tribe to dictate for him. The leaders swore to defend the rule of law. Let it be. Fear made Buhari not to release, but Tinubu is different. Let's all allow the rule of law to take its course. The points raised by CNGs are very vital to the existence of survival of our country. He must face the trial. Shebi he always fumble from UK, then saying he's untouchable. See how he's been caged like a chicken. Igbos are full of pride. Una never want move forward then. Not won't even accept any stupid uh, formalities from irresponsible people like Igbos. Really? But Nnamdi Kanu has no trial to face. He has been discharged and acquitted. If this comment is coming from CNG, then they are senseless to say that Nnamdi Kanu have already faced the law. I come to understand that the real Hausa people did not even hate people like the way Yoruba and Fulani do, but God Almighty will be his own people all day. Which trial again when the court has already quashed all the charges that Buhari and SSS was holding on to? The coalition of northern groups are bunches of ethnic and religious bigots. Uh that is their job. That is what they are good at. They are the one fighting for these people to be given amnesty and pensions. Boko Haram, none of them has been arrested any day. Well, that is the Tinubu's cup of tea. Whatever he likes, he should do. But the Southeast people, stop your enforcing anything. In fact, I don't understand. You doing that, they even prefer you to continue so that they will be on rest and they will have something to hold on to. People should think. Stop stressing yourselves. Look for other ways, other means.